Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman YouTube channel, the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Reuben in the chair. How are you, mate?
Good, thank you.
You good? Good, mate. So, what are we doing today? What's the plan?
I was looking at potentially doing a short textured crop on the top and going back to a skin fade. As you can see, I've got a lot of growth, and this is all from a buzz all over.
Oh, is it?
Wow. During one of the lockdowns. Oh,
wow, okay. And what makes you want to go back to a sort of crop then, a skin fade? Because you've got a bit of a mullet going on right now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just where I sort of tucking it behind me.
Oh, okay, cool. So why do you not want to keep length in it?
I was potentially going to grow it through the winter, but knowing that this would be a high quality cut, that's partly the choice. And I've never had the short on the top, and I saw one of your videos with having sort of the length from the side come in to keep that square shape across.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No worries. Where do you want the fringe to sit then? Where would you like it to sit in the crop?
Not too sure. That's something I obviously respect your opinion on.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a little bit above the eyebrows, and we judge it based on what looks natural, along with the crown and stuff like that.
Well, your crown's perfectly fine. It's just off centre to the left, so it's not too bad really. If you're wearing a crop, it doesn't matter too much really. It's more about your face shape. Okay, so I think let's have a look. Hairline. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So we've got a bit of height in the hairline there. So what I would suggest, I'll just sit in like that. I would probably go maybe just above your eyebrows. Because the longer we leave it, because we've got the recession here, right, and yours comes back slightly through the corners, we have to leave more length. The longer we have to leave it, the more unruly it becomes. And we need to keep a lot of that length, which I don't think we've actually got yet. Because basically all the way obviously it grows out in, so from the crown, if you've buzzed it all over, it's growing out all at the same pace. So we haven't got like say like an old side part or something like that, or I don't know, a pompadour or something where you might have had a bit more length at the front. Problem is we've still got a lot of short length from the crown as well, because it's all obviously growing at the same pace. So we need to leave length here. We need to basically layer up the fringe to create that crop effect. So it might, maybe it might be a bit better going shorter. Yeah, no, probably about there would be good. Probably about there. And then that way it'll take away that kind of curl as well you've got. So it'll lie a bit more fuller, a bit more straighter as well. Do you want it to be quite choppy, or do you want it more blunt? What would you prefer?
No personal preference.
No personal preference. Okay. I would probably go textured, just because of the way you've got that curl in your hair. I think if it was blunt, it might not sit blunt all the time, because you've got that little bit of bend. So I would probably just make it really, really choppy at the front. But in terms of the sides and the back, you've got quite a rectangular kind of shaped face. It's a bit longer down here. So again, you want to keep some corner through here. If we go too high, it'll make your face look even longer, okay? Where what we want to do is we want to try and fill out the corners here to kind of get a bit more narrowness, a bit more leanness into the face, just so it all balances out. So, but yeah, I think probably a low skin fade in that sense, I would say. And then obviously just stretch the blend out so it still gives that shape, but so it still looks obviously like you've got quite a harsh skin fade back inside. All about contrast, this haircut. So, but in terms of texture on top though, I think, you know, you've got a good bit of length on here, which it would be a shame to lose a lot of it, because it would give that crop a much sharper effect. So maybe if we only need to maybe lose about that, but then everything else would be the shape that we cut into it. It'd be quite nice, yeah? All right, cool, man, cool. Sure you want to do this? Yeah? All right, man, cool. Well, let's get you gowned up and then we'll get you started, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, guys, so I'm going to start, as we do with any of our textured crops, it's start on the top, and we create a T-section, okay? So we isolate the crown, get that out of the way, like so, and we take a part and right down the center. So from above, it looks like the letter T. That's what you're looking for, guys. Here we go. Now we want to make this fringe nice and full. And because there is a slight sort of higher recession, not that it's actually receding, it's just the shape of Reuben's hairline. We just call this the recession. We need to leave a fair bit of length to make that nice and full, okay? So when we put the length out, I reckon about here would be a good length, because that way I can match up to the temples and I can keep length in there as well. So what we need to do, go straight across. We're not going to curve it, because again, we're not following the hairline, we're creating a hairline. Go straight across on both sides like that. There we go, like so. And this is where we put in our guideline for our fringe. So don't forget, it's a bit wet. So we go a little bit lower, because that will rise as it gets drier. There we go. There we go. That's our guideline put in for the fringe. Okay. Now while I'm on this side, I'll just start on my right. 3 or so teeth on the comb back. We work from side to side. We bring this down and we use our guideline underneath. That's why you don't want to take too big a section, because you can't see the guideline through the hair. And we need to see this guideline because we need to start layering this fringe in. So it creates that nice crop effect. I do really like this style though. It's one of those kind of classic styles. I don't think it'll ever die out, this haircut. I think it's awesome. I think there's an age limit on it though. I don't know if anyone else thinks that, but it'd be interesting to see. Let me know in your comments. Do you think there's an age limit on this haircut? Do you think me, being a 35-year-old father of 3 and a dog, do you think I'd suit a crop fringe, or do you think you have to be I'm guessing, Reuben, you're a young lad, aren't you?
Yeah, 21.
21, there we go. So I reckon 21-year-old, 100%, but I don't know. Anyone my age, I don't know if we'd suit it. Separating that away from the hairline. Bring it down. As you can see, I'm just following the hairline, keeping it nice and straight. So as we get to here, we pull everything forwards. And that allows us to preserve some length through the recession point and create more fullness. So that way the fringe is much more blunter. It's a lot straighter and a lot thicker as well. Pull that across, away, and then pull the hairline down like so. Bring everything forwards like so. Last section now, slightly wider, leaving more length in it, and cut it across. Bring it down. Take a section through the middle. Like that, and point cut into that length, just to break up all the heaviness that's sitting through there. Again, take a section from the middle into the side, pull it straight out, like so. Point cut just to break up the thickness, and then because we're trying to leave length here, we over direct this back into the center, okay? And that allows us to keep thickness through that recession point there, like so. Okay, but it still allows us to break up this bit here. Same again the other side now. Turn around this way for me. There we go. And then bring that all the way in to the middle. Now, comb this all the way out from the crown and just finish off on the fringe. Any little leftover length we need to work on. Like I said, don't want to take too much off, but we definitely want to lose some length. But we like to keep a little bit of length moving around there on top. Show off that sort of shorter fringe. Take up about that much. There we go, lift it up. Now as we get to the apex, which is the highest point of the head, which is just where we are now, we're going to start to over direct the next sections back to the apex to maintain that length at the front. So we pull that back like so, so a little bit will come off. We take another section, pull this back, so by the time we get to the front, nothing should be coming off, okay? Last section now, pull it back, there's nothing to remove, okay? So we enter here. Keep it nice and straight, and you see my fingers are nice and straight. Keeping the fingers nice and straight. And last section, bring that back to the apex, like so. Now I cut my guide in. So remember, we need to get a nice bit of angle here, okay, to make sure we keep and lean that face out. Don't make it look too long or anything. That we want to really lean it out and correct, and give him the correct haircut for this face shape. About here, like so. Nice and straight. And again, just through there as well. That's our guide that we can wait to. Comb this down. Then there's across. Put it down into our guide, like so. And point cut this in now as well. Pull this fringe back. And we start to work it in to create that shape that we need to get in, that angle, like that. Pull it right back. There we go, so we get a little bit of graduation to the front, like so. So you see the way that starts to lean out like that. As we blend that zero in, that'll give a bit more shape to it. There we go. Just cut our shape in, like so. That layer in nicely. Right, so let's work the razor through this now. So we break it up. So I've had a little bit of lift in this because you want to want a bit of height in there as well. We want it to kind of move around and whatever else. So a little bit of lift in there. So you've got that texture that sits a little bit higher. So when you do play around with the hair, Reuben, you've got a little bit of messiness in there. That'll give you a bit of lift as well. Just so it's not sitting too flat. Your hair is very thick, so it would sit very flat. So we've just done a bit of root lift in there as well. We can slide through. Like that. And then we can take sections away from the fringe, like so. Pick it up. And slide through to really break up the fringe, like so. So we've got some movement over the fringe. We can create a slightly more messy version of it. It's very choppy. Like so. And then what we'll do, we'll finish this off dry so you can cut that shape in the fringe a bit more. I'm gonna start back with the drying process. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dry some of the Balmain texture salt spray in there. What this will do is help to give the grip, the sort of hold that I'm looking for, so I can start to see the shape coming through with the texture that I've just applied. So high speed, high heat. I'm just gonna use my fingers now. So I start to dry this in. So while we're at it, I might as well dry the rest of it as well. Cool. So before we start on our fade work, I just want to break the fringe up a little bit as well. So if you want to lean your head back onto me, there we go. Close your eyes for me as well. I'm just going to point cut straight into this like that. And we just slide through the top, like so. Point cut into the ends as well. Right, we're starting our fade now. Start with our number 2 guard. Going to start on the right hand side. Now, we need to come off just before our guide, which is here, which will help us balance in with the fringe as well. Okay, so number 2, I always put down to 2.5 to start with, and remove all of this length down here as well, like so. There we go. Way over to the left. Working from the left hand side around to the right. We meet in the back. Make it up into the 2.5. Right, I'll put my 0 line in now as well. I'll sort the clippers out. And keeping this nice and low, so we can still build up some weight in the corners. So using the occipital bone as the way up and off to keep that head shape in. Gonna work from the blend up and off because I want to keep length in my crown to start with. So I just want to get the blend point in here first and work with that occipital bone at the back there. So I'm just going to shape up the temples a bit now. Put into that to give that sharpness to this fade. What's nice that it works right into the fringe as well. So, we're going to start on the right hand side now and blend in this 0 into the length we've already got now. Alright, so 1 guard on, leave it down so it becomes 1.5, open it out. Make it up and out like so. Open guard, leave it down, 0.5. Work that up and off. You just work through the lever until you get down to 0. There you go. Number 1. Again, we want to keep weight in the corners. So we're going to finish off with cutting the crown in. So pull the crown back over itself, like so. Pull it out. Point cut that length. Cut that length. Cut this onto the right hand side, because that's the crown there. So I know this is going to be okay. We'll just point cut into the blend like this. But I haven't really broken up. With this bit as well, we can lift this up because this is where the crown is. We start to take a bit more length off. And just elevate this up and cut into that as well. So a little bit of the Red Ken powder grip, just to really bring out the texture that we put in there. And you'll see what I mean by the root lift. It'll just let everything sit a bit higher. It'll just give it lots and lots of texture, which will look great. But as you can already see, there's a lot of texture in that without anything in it, because the pattern that we were sectioning in, that creates a lot, and then obviously the razor work as well. So the kind of cut's already there, you're just enhancing it with a bit of product. So from the back, all over like so. And then from the back to the front, like that, lift it up, leave the fringe out, flatten the fringe down. As you pull it all out, just run it forwards like that. And that is what creates that lovely bit of movement. And then you can have it as messy or as kind of textured as you want them. I bring the corners out a little bit as well, just twist and pull to give that shape that really narrows the face in. A good little tip when you're wearing anything like this, because it is quite textured, I'd always put a little bit of hairspray, but I wouldn't put it on in the conventional way where you just like sort of spray it on like that. Spray it onto your hands, rub it through, and then just rub it into certain parts that you want to stand out. So just like all over the place like this. And that'll just give it a bit of hold, give that creativity to it, like that. So you've got a real different mixture of texture. Basically, as you run your hands through it, it just sticks to your hand and stays there. And that's what kind of gives that shape. It's really easy. Here's the back and sides. Fade it right down into the top for you. Oh. Happy, yeah?
Yeah.
That's good, man. Thank you very much. Cheers.